Ain't no mistake. If this alien had crashed in Roswell, our planet would have been doomed. Hey toy fans, so I'm bringing you another one of our Lanard Aliens collection toys, the 6-inch line, so not the APC, but much like the drone that we have, I'm bringing you today, and I picked these up a while back, and I love them all, but I forgot to review them. So I'm going to kind of go step by step and give you each one in a series of episodes, but I've got the Warrior Xenomorph. Now, this is the alien that's fashioned after the drones on Aliens. So when you think about the alien that's climbing down the wall, that's coming to get the Marines as they're going into the hive and everything, this is the type of alien. And they've made it very distinct by giving it this nice kind of dark blue wash with like just touches of green in there, and even doing the ridge line on top of the actual skull and giving us the correct fins and just like detail work within the body, even like getting the hands where it doesn't have the extra thumb on the opposite side. Absolutely love this. I can't wait to dig in and check it out. So I figured we'd look at the box, we'd look at the toy, and really find out if it's worth that $9.96 price tag. Let's take it away. One thing that I love that Lanard Toys has done with their packaging for both Aliens and Predators is they've given us a really nice comic book look, kind of tying these toys back to the idea of them being not necessarily from the movies, but more from the Dark Horse comic books, which if you've read any of the Dark Horse comic book, they're really beloved treasures. They're really good stuff. Now, what they've done really well with this is that with the open window and then the tray that slides out, they've made it to where you can take this toy out, you can enjoy it, and you can put it back into its box and have it displayed back out. I really like this, and this is something that I was very happy that Hasbro had done with their Ghostbusters, because of the idea that I want to be able to see the toy, I want to be able to enjoy the toy, but I also want to be able to put it back in its box if I need to. And for those who want to be able to check out the toy, see it, and then put it back on your wall to display, this you can do it with. And I love that they made it to where this box is truly reusable. So if you get this and you take it out of the box, you want to check it out for a while, you can put it back, and that's a nice thing to have. So thank you, Lanard Toys. I do also enjoy the fact that within this we get a nice cross-sell art of the other Alien figures within the line. Now, they're not cross-pollinating it with the Predator series, even though that they're all coming out at the same time. They're trying to keep these two separate from one another, but they're really allowing you, keeping them in the same scale, to kind of play with them at the same time. But in this series, for the Alien collection, we're only getting the Aliens, technically, and for the Predator collection, we're only getting the Predators, even though that they're in the same scale. Now, this is the box, and the box isn't going to tell us anything else about this toy. So we need to get it out and see what's inside. And this is the figure out of the box, and I must admit, the camera doesn't necessarily pick up the metallic blue like it really truly is, but this entire figure is marbled in a metallic blue plastic, and it has a small, slightly green airbrush quality on the head and the arms, and it is gorgeous. It is a great looking action figure. Much like with what we got with the drone, we got a lot of metallic sense to it, a few paint apps here and there. But I mean, this is fantastic. And he really does harken back to the Alien Warriors that we got with the movie Aliens. So he is almost true to style of the way he looks. And of course, with that, having this canister is a super nice bonus, including another facehugger. So each one of the aliens that we'll get will have a facehugger in it. Just happens to be that this time, instead of being with the egg sac, we have it in that canister that Bishop actually used to pull them out and check them out within the lab. Things to notice with our Alien Warrior, we do get this nice little prop here, and this, of course, this is the tube that the facehuggers are in the lab. And one thing that I found it kind of, one thing I didn't quite like, I love having the tube, but that cap doesn't stay on very well. Otherwise, we got a few small details in there. We've got that cap that's got a little, almost like a lock system on it, and maybe some sort of like push system or readout. We've got some details on the bottom with the bolts that hold it together. And then, of course, we get the same standard facehugger. Now, this is the facehugger that we had with the drone, and it's also the same facehugger that we have with the runner Xenomorph as well. So that particular mold is not new, but the canister is. Now let's go to the main show of this, which is the warrior Xenomorph here. Now, much like the drone, we do have that articulated jaw. And within that jaw, you can still see that mouth in there, but it doesn't jet out, which is okay with me. I'm fine with that. We do get that swivel neck, but oh, looky there. Nothing that's going to rock it up and down. And I think that this kind of needs to have that ability to, if not look up, maybe look down. With that, we do have the ball jointed shoulders, and this time there's nothing there that's really keeping it from going up and down. Ball jointed elbows, and then we have a ball jointed wrist. Now these are ball hinge. This one, however, is on a ball joint, but it only really swivels. It doesn't really go anywhere other than that. And that's something that kind of just, it's a little sad, because I kind of want him to be able to reach downward, I guess. We do have that ball joint there in the abs, and then of course ball joints in the thighs. And you know, that kind of has a full range of motion there. We got hinged knees, and then a ball joint in the feet, but much like the hands, it's not going to allow it to go any further than that. Now, on the back, we do have a hinged tail. Now, this is very much like the tail that we got for our old Kenner Runner toys, so it's not anything necessarily new, but I kind of was hoping, much like the runner, that they would have put it on a ball joint, and we didn't get it. But it's okay. It's still posed enough that it looks menacing. You can get a lot of really good movement out of it, but it doesn't shift up and down. So there is some limitations in movement. All right, so let's have a little bit of comparison time. So we've got the drone alien, and this is what a lot of people thought of was like the movie accurate alien. Oh goodness, didn't stand up very well. This is our drone alien from the Kenner run. So he's supposed to be more like the white drone that we looked at the last time. However, let's pull him out. And let's look at the Scorpion alien. Now, the Scorpion alien is supposed to be the true warrior alien of the series. And then with that, you know, we had the face hugger that would actually attach to people's faces, which part of me kind of wishes we might go back to that a little bit if we get some Space Marines. But till then, we got some really good face huggers. A lot of the ridge line this time around with the heads, this particular head is a lot more detailed with better ridges than we had with the Kenner ones. And of course, a lot of the details, it's a little more accurate this time. And I like that we have a tail that shoots up and out better than the other warrior or Scorpion warrior alien. So this one's good for back in the day, but this one is really good for now. All in all, I really do feel like this particular run of toys that Lanard Toys is doing, they are incredible. And, you know, as they go in, they're doing these sculpts and they're really revamping these in a 6-inch scale. I really feel like there's a lot of love that goes into these. I know that there was a lot that went into the 3 3/4-inch scale, but these just feel so much better. They feel good in hand, they're nice and sturdy, they're heavy, and they're very playable. And I like the colors. I like that they're not too overly done. We don't have bright red. We don't have bright, you know, purple. We've got more muted colors, kind of a metallic blue that's dark, kind of a washed out white, kind of tan with the runner. I like that we have more naturalistic colors for these, because they really feel like this is meant for a little bit older child or a little bit older audience, or even those adult collectors that want to have this particular thing that's kind of more up their alley. So I really feel like they're reaching to an older crowd with these. All right, so that's the review. A couple things to say about this. Earlier I said it was $9.96. It's actually $9.84 at Walmart. I had that wrong. But for $9.84 for what you get, I mean, this is amazing. The work that they put into this so far. So like the drone, we had the smooth skull. This time we're getting the ridge skull. A lot of this has some reused parts, like, you know, the base body, base pelvic system, top of the legs, knees, feet are almost the same. The hands and the forearms are actually different. Head's different. Some of the tail is a little bit different. And, you know, the coloring of it is different. It's weird because it's got a beautiful, like, metallic look that really makes me think of Giger's material that he would have used to create this. Like that blue metallic, it's so subtle and it's beautiful. And this is what I would think of these alien creatures. So this thing is well built. A couple of areas where I feel like, you know, we have some issues, and I know I mentioned in the review that the tail, it could really use a ball joint. I mean, at this point, the runner has a ball jointed tail. The runner has a ball jointed neck. This really used that ball jointed neck to be able to look up, look down. And I'm going to kind of quirk it a little bit on the hands. It wasn't as noticeable with the drone, but with the Warrior, those hands are kind of posed back, but there's nothing for it to kind of pose it forward. So it's on a ball joint, and the ball joint is pretty stiff, but then it's a ball joint that works almost like a swivel versus a ball joint that is going to allow it to rotate. So I really think maybe a ball hinged would have helped kind of push that forward, and the same with the feet. So cost on this, $9.84 at Walmart. I'm much like the drone. I'm going to go $2 signs. Now, I know I said before, I feel like this should be a $1 sign toy, but I'm getting it on the shelf at its normal cost. And it just happens to be that its cost is really good. I don't think I would want to spend more than $10 for this particular toy. And we're getting something that's fairly, like, really playable for $10. This is really meant for kids and collectors. We should be digging this up because this is good quality stuff. You know, you want an action figure to play with. I wouldn't pull a NECA action figure down to play with it. Last time I did with T800, the endoskeleton, took it down to play with, and what happens? Falls apart. This, not so much. So you want to play a little bit while you're eating your cereal, watching Saturday morning cartoons on Amazon Prime. This is the toy to do it with, okay? So $2 signs. I think it's really a well worth the toy. I think it's great. Stars on this. Because of those little quirks in there, because of those little things, I am, much like the drone, going to go 4.5 stars. So 4.5 out of 5. I think those little things, they should be fixed. And if we do another run where we're able to retool some of this, maybe some different colors or something, maybe we'll get that ball jointed tail and ball jointed neck. The swivel ball joints for the feet and the hands, it's such a minor thing, but that ball jointed head and neck, that would really just make this soar, like, just exponentially, and make this so much better than it is. And it's, I gotta tell you the truth, it's really good right now. I do really like the accessory with it. And the thing that I want to keep in mind with the accessory is this. Having a tube with a face hugger in it makes me wonder if maybe we might get a Space Marine in a 6-inch form down the road. I'm not going to hold my breath. But it would be nice if maybe we got like one of them, like maybe a Ripley, you know, generic Ripley or generic Hudson or Hicks, Frost or Apom, you know, like it maybe a couple Space Marines, just some characters in there. And I think having it on the 6-inch scale would be really cool to go with these. And that way, then, you know, you've got Predators, you got Aliens, you got Marines, and you can do a whole like Predator versus Alien versus Marine game scenario. So this brings me hope that maybe we'll have it. Hey, Lanard, we want some Space Marines. So all in all, this is a great toy. And I'll have the runner Xenomorph up here pretty soon, and the other 2 Predators, because they're all in the collection now. Okay? So take care. Remember, they're not dolls. They're action figures. Really scary action figures. This episode of Tay Ray Gun was sponsored by Marvin Dog Media. To learn more about Marvin Dog Media, visit www.marvindogmedia.com. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below to let YouTube know that you like what I'm making. And be sure to hit that bell notification so you get updates to future content.